right.
Yo.
Coming to you live from Philly. It's the number one rated Paulie Tony Fusco show.
Yo.
As always, Paulie Fusco here with Tony Fusco and Tony.
Yo.
Huge show today.
Yeah.
We're going to break down the whole Eagles-Chiefs Super Bowl matchup and tell you why the Eagles have the upper hand as long as the refs don't cheat,
Exactly.
And we're going to discuss the many controversies swirling around the whole NFL right now, about everything from the Cowboys to Tom Brady to also, the refs and how they're clearly cheating.
Exactly.
And to discuss this subject, we're bringing on a kind of frequent guest of the show.
Yeah.
Meaning he frequently gets kicked off.
Yeah, exactly.
He's a Fox Sports rules analyst and former vice president of NFL officiating, Dean Blandino.
Yep.
And Tony, there just came through breaking news about him that could undermine the integrity of the whole league and also this interview.
Yeah, and as we know, the most important thing in this world is integrity.
Yep.
Getting to the bottom of the truth. And that's what people know they get on this show.
Absolutely. And that's what we're going to bring you, finally.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's so much to get to, Tony, so let's just get right into our top story.
Top story.
All right, well, the Super Bowl matchup is set. Eagles-Chiefs again. And, if there's one stat out there that tells you everything about how this game is going to go, you know what it is. It's point differential. There you go.
100%.
The Eagles, they outscored their opponents by 210 points in regular season in the playoffs.
There you go.
While the Chiefs have only outscored their opponents by a measly 79 points.
That's
and, Tony,
nothing.
you had a great point the other day. Tell the people.
I think it's time the NFL followed the PGA Tour and the terrific FedEx Cup scoring system.
Yep.
When it comes time for the FedEx Cup championship, they don't just start the score 0-0 for everybody.
No.
They look at the point differential and the very easy to follow FedEx Cup standings. And whoever has the most points starts with a 10-stroke lead. So since the Eagles have a point differential of plus 210, while the Chiefs only have plus 79, I think it makes perfect sense for the Eagles to start the Super Bowl with a 30-point lead, or else you're basically saying the rest of the season doesn't matter.
Can't argue with that at all, Tony. And on the subject of stats, we saw a stat the other day. Jalen Hurts has now gone 206 pass attempts in the postseason without an interception, which has to be an all-time record.
It is,
But as you heard that number, Tony, didn't we think that seems a little low to you, doesn't it?
Yeah, I looked it up, and apparently they're only counting passes in the air.
Stupid.
But what about his passes to the running backs?
Yeah.
Some people call them handoffs, but technically those are passes too. Like when you're at Thanksgiving dinner and someone says, "Please pass me the potatoes." Do you throw the potatoes at them?
No.
No, of course not. You hand them off. But that's still called passing.
Yep.
So by my recalculated numbers, Jalen Hurts has actually had 1,256 pass attempts without an interception.
Wow, just all-time numbers there, Tony.
Yeah.
And, by the way, we had a take blow up, as they always do, but this week especially one that was just huge. Super viral. We pointed out that the Bills made a fatal and avoidable mistake. As we all know, the cardinal rule, you never trust a guy with two first names.
Never.
Well, Josh Allen. Two first names clearly can't be trusted, but Tony, this made us realize something, didn't it?
It's suddenly clear why our kicker is missing so many kicks.
Yep.
His name is Jake Elliott. Two first names. But as usual, don't worry, we have a very simple solution. All that has to happen is Jake Elliott changes his name to Jake Elliottsky. There, problem solved.
Just an easy, smart solution there, Tony. And, now let's go to the other side of this matchup. Obviously, we don't want to help the Chiefs win.
No.
Just like the refs are going to do.
Of course.
But we have to ask something. Why isn't their backup QB, Carson Wentz, starting in the Super Bowl? Nobody knows the Eagles better than him as he played on the team.
Yeah.
I mean, and Tony, what is the number one advantage you can have in any sport? Familiarity. There you
with
go.
your opponent, exactly. Nobody on the Chiefs has nearly as much familiarity with the Eagles as Carson Wentz. I mean, look at how well Andy Reid coached against the Eagles. That's not really talent or strategy. That's just familiarity, plain and simple.
Yep.
You know, frankly, as I say this, I'm now becoming kind of worried that the Chiefs might start Carson Wentz. Fingers crossed that they don't.
I'm getting a little worried too, Tony.
Yeah.
You know, we may need to edit that out. Just remember to edit that out, okay, when the show's over, all right?
Edit it.
All right, let's just get to other news. Tony, you know, there's uproar over many alternates being named to the Pro Bowl. Now, J.J. Watt, he came out and he said, you know, if you're 5 alternates deep into the Pro Bowl, then it should be called the Participation Bowl. And, you know, Tony, he's totally right here, isn't it?
You know, I remember when the Pro Bowl used to mean something. It was so much better when the game featured all the big names who clearly didn't want to be there. You could see the fire and rage from the players who had just checked their contract and realized they were legally obligated to play in that game. And I remember the tension on the sidelines as all these storied NFL legends would yell at their agents and beg them to get them the fuck out of there. Sadly, it just isn't the same now.
Just such a sad turn of events, Tony. Well, let's move to other news around the league. This one, Tony. You know, you see the Bill Belichick making headlines when he came out and said the Lombardi Trophy should be renamed in honor of Tom Brady.
Wow.
Now, that is just a terrible idea, isn't it, Tony?
Totally. The trophy should clearly be named after one person, Nick Foles. Not only because he beat Tom Brady in the Super Bowl, but also the trophy's 22 inches long. So, you know.
Say no more, Tony. Read you loud and clear. There you go. Perfect argument.
That's
anyway, let's move to the Cowboys. You know, they're taking fire as usual, this time for going in-house for their next head coach, tapping their offensive coordinator, Brian Schottenheimer, for the job. Now, Tony, you know, we've always said that the Cowboys should not be called America's team, but it looks like we might actually have to take that back, don't we?
Yeah, I have to say, the Cowboys are truly America's team when you think about it. They switch administrations every 4 years. They're led by a rich old guy. They've also spent the last 4 years going in the wrong direction. And the cost of their players has gone up due to runaway inflation, so now they can't afford jack squat. So that sounds a lot like America to me.
Great football and also governmental analysis there, Tony. And, well, you know, to other news, the Jaguars' new head coach, Liam Cohen, he had this very awkward introductory press conference. You know, and people are coming out, they're saying this is a bad sign for the team, Tony. And, you know, I have to agree because, you know, what we know is every time you get a new coach, the most important thing is that that guy looks so smooth and totally on point in his opening press conference, and nobody did that better, as you remember, than Nick Sirianni. In fact, go play that clip. Play this. Watch this.
The other thing that's important to me is that we compete every single day. It's important to practice competing. Right? It's important to practice competing in the meeting room. It's important that we meet or compete on the field and also off the field. We're constantly going to be competing with each other.
Wow. Just even better than I remember, Tony.
No words, just goosebumps. You know, just so smooth. Everything he said was so on point. You need to meet and compete. And now look, the Eagles are meeting and competing in the Super Bowl.
He laid out the whole blueprint.
Right there,
Tony. Just so perfect.
Beautiful.
But to something that I guess isn't going so perfect, is it, Tony? It's an NBA story we must address. You know, Bronny James, LeBron James' son, had another dismal performance the other night against the Sixers. You know, as many people saying that his father, LeBron, needs to end this charade once and for all. And, well, Tony, you have a solution here, don't you?
I do. Right now, I think there is only one thing LeBron can do to get himself out of this whole mess with Bronny. What he needs to do is go on the Maury Povich show, do one of those DNA tests, and then just hope for the best. I mean, it really doesn't make sense that LeBron's own son would be so terrible at basketball.
No.
So there's a very plausible chance that he takes that test, and then Morey comes out and says, LeBron, you are not the father.
Yep.
And, well, LeBron and the Lakers would then be off the hook. Problem solved.
Just such a brilliant solution for all parties involved there, Tony.
Thank you.
Well, on the subject of solutions, hopefully we have a fix for what's about to happen in the Super Bowl with the whole shenanigans with the refs. I see our guest. He's coming on the line, so let's bring him on the Fusco Satellite Network.
Fusco Satellite Network.
Okay, this guy's back. He was the NFL's vice president of officiating, 2013 to 2017, and you see him all the time on Fox Sports as their rules analyst.
Yep.
But this is what's most concerning, actually, Tony. On his Wikipedia, it says, and I quote, at some point around 2005, he did stand-up comedy in several comedy clubs around New York City.
Wow.
Now, we have a problem on the show. People come on the show and they start acting like they're at the Laugh Hut.
Yeah.
So, Dean, just know we're here for some serious conversation, okay? You understand?
Yeah.
This is not, my comedy days are over. This is serious. You guys are serious. I'm serious. Let's keep it sophisticated.
There we go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
go.
All right. Anyway,
That's
now
how
that we
you
got
start.
that out of the way.
Yeah.
You know what that word means?
Oh,
Sophisticated?
no.
I just want to make
Are you
sure.
kidding me? Was that
Okay.
was that something
No.
from the Laugh Factory from Caroline's in
Last one.
New York?
Last one.
All right.
That's the last one.
Okay, that's it.
Yeah,
No more.
That's why it's been since 2005, people. Okay,
Exactly.
20 years. He still hasn't been able to workshop any better material. All right, anyway, now that we got all that out of the way, look, we have many concerns about the current state of refereeing, as everybody does, that we want to discuss with you. Now, first off, you just made headlines for saying that the refs made a mistake in the Bills game, right? They said the Bills were not given a first down that they should have been against the Chiefs. So that leads to a two-part question. One, why did the refs make this mistake? And two, how much do you think Patrick Mahomes paid the refs to make that call? Like a ballpark figure.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'll answer the second question first. I don't know what the amount was. I don't think there was any money exchanged, although that seems to be the popular opinion out there. I thought it was a first down.
Spoken like a plant.
When I watched it live, I thought it was a first down, but it's one of those deals where it's close. One official came in, had it at the line of game. The other one was short. The one that had it at the line of game deferred to the one that was short.
Hold on, we have to interrupt here because there's actual breaking news involving you.
Breaking news.
Mike Florio just posted on headline on Pro Football Talk, which said that your brother believes the NFL is rigged, and that he says you signed an NDA with the NFL to keep it all a secret. So how do we know this isn't just all NDA stuff? Yeah, and you're lying here.
He thinks I signed an NDA and that I can't divulge all of the shady things that happened when I was at the NFL. And I'm here to say that listen, if the NFL is rigged or scripted, I was never invited in the room. I wasn't one of the writers.
Maybe you just had to work harder up the flagpole there.
But hold on, follow up. We totally know 100% what NDA stands for, but our audience might not know. Can you tell them what NDA stands for?
Yeah. It's a non-disclosure agreement.
Oh, okay.
And what that means is when you leave a company or you leave an organization, you sign that and you can't talk about things that happen. Maybe it's intellectual property. Maybe it's things that you developed when you were there. That's more or less what an NDA for the audience. I know you guys.
Yeah. We know. Okay. For the audience.
So you're saying you did not sign an NDA? Is that's what you're saying?
I did not. Correct.
Okay. All right.
Okay. So then go ahead and answer the question.
So answer this question.
Yeah.
Is there a payment scale in how it works with the refs? Like, is it like $10K for a first down call, then maybe like $50K for like defensive pass interference? How does it work?
They get paid by game, not by call, and they get paid regardless of
I meant as far as the bribe goes.
I understand that.
So the Chiefs, how much do they pay?
I don't know. I don't know about the bribes. I can't speak to that. Hey, the Eagles, you guys are big Eagles guys, right? When they won the Super Bowl
very perceptive, yes.
back in 2017, they beat Tom Brady, the GOAT, the whole thing. Nick Foles. Was it the refs or was it the Eagles?
No, it was the Eagles. What are you talking about, bro?
No, the Eagles were so good.
They were so good.
They
overcame the refs.
all the bribery. Yeah.
Got it. So, but when the Eagles lost to the Chiefs last night,
that was a clear bribery.
Yeah, bribery.
Clear bribery. Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Your brother, he sounds like he's got more of a head on than you do.
Yeah,
I mean,
he sounds-
we should have him on the show.
We should have what's your brother's name?
Albert Einstein.
Dave Blandino.
We got to have Dave Blandino.
And tell us what he believes. Tell us what he believes about the NFL.
He believes that the NFL is scripted and it's rigged to set up the best possible outcomes. He thinks the odds makers in Vegas, everybody's in bed together. Everybody's, they're making billions of dollars on gambling.
So smart.
This guy's a genius.
And the NFL is in on it. When I say, listen, if you think the NFL is rigged and you think it's favoring the Chiefs, why don't you just go bet on the Chiefs? I know you guys aren't going to do it for the Super Bowl, but if you want to make some money, why aren't you betting on the Chiefs?
Honestly, I can't bet right now because I'm saving just in case we need to bribe the refs last minute.
Exactly.
Just forward
thinking,
gift card, right? All that stuff. But another thing that's very weird here. First of all, you're coming out, you're talking about how the NFL screwed up. Are you afraid that they're going to come at you? Like, have you woken up with like a severed horse's head in your bed, or maybe a Larry Zonka helmet?
Yet. I was a little worried. I don't own a horse, but I own a bearded dragon. And I was a little worried.
Here we go back to the material.
A little worried about my son's bearded dragon, but he's okay. He's okay.
Tony, I think he's workshopping material now. I think that's what's
you're
going
right.
on.
I could show you. I could go in the other room and get him.
That's okay, please.
No, we believe you. It's more material.
He became a prop comic. That's what's going on here. He's like Carrot Top now.
He's like Carrot Top.
Gallagher was one of my inspirations.
Yeah, we can tell clearly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you remind me of Gallagher. Dead. Not getting any laughs anymore, bro.
Yeah.
Another thing that was so strange in that Eagles game, although it was perfect in many ways, the refs, they handed out points. And, we thought this is actually an interesting situation that the refs could hand out points at any time.
They said they could. They didn't. But by rule, you could in a situation where a team intentionally fouls to prevent a score.
But what about, when you were in the league, during the Broncos-Seahawks Super Bowl, weren't you tempted? Why don't you just give the Broncos 21 points in the third quarter, just to keep it interesting for everybody? Don't you think that was a miss by you?
I wish I would have thought of that. I wish to make the game closer, right? So it's not a blowout. And that's what I think. If the NFL is scripted and rigged, why isn't every Super Bowl going to overtime? Why isn't every game
just poor script writing? There are some bad shows on TV. Like you see the last Game of Thrones season was horrible.
Not every show can be Game of Thrones. You're right. That's a good point.
I mean, the last season of Perfect Strangers, it just went off the cliff. So that shows you.
Yeah, Balky stopped being funny anymore.
Yes, you're absolutely Bronson Pinchot. You're right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, look. So let's get to the most important thing going on here. Here we are, another Eagles-Chiefs Super Bowl, right?
Yep.
Remember last time, the Super Bowl, how watery that field was? Totally overwatered.
Yep.
So the players going sliding all over the place. Are you concerned that the field might get overwatered again this year?
I hope not. I mean, it's indoors, so I don't know. Whoa.
It's in New Orleans.
New Orleans, bro.
Yeah, it rains all the time.
What about the levees, bro?
Yeah, those levees break
all the time. That ground is just going to be flooded. You got to think about these things.
Yeah, I guess again, you guys are ahead. I think the league needs to consider that and make sure that if the levees break, that the water doesn't affect the playing surface of the Super Bowl.
There you go. See,
they need to be prepared because now, especially, it's called the Gulf of America, bro. It's even stronger than ever before. Those levees don't stand a chance.
No, absolutely not. Not the Gulf of America. No way.
Exactly, bro. Finally said something right.
See, now you're coming in the right direction.
Now you're
Dean.
coming around, bro.
Dean, this is why people need people like you. Yeah. It's people we can trust. People with integrity who tell us what the truth is, despite whatever was in their NDA that they did or did not sign. No,
exactly.
Here's what I want you to do, because the integrity of the NFL is on the line. Look into the camera, Dean. People are worried out there. Tell the people that this Eagles-Chiefs Super Bowl won't be totally rigged like the last one. Just go ahead.
This Super Bowl will not be rigged, and that has been the case for every Super Bowl.
No.
And so I can't say that. You want me to?
No, you got to say specifically like the last Chiefs-Eagles Super Bowl was rigged.
Like the last Chiefs-Eagles Super Bowl. This one will not be rigged. I feel very strongly about
So you are admitting that the last Eagles-Chiefs Super
I'm not
Bowl was
admitting
rigged?
anything.
Oh, he's not admitting now. Guess what? Guess
You
what
know
I'm
what?
going to admit
I'm going
right
to
now?
admit you
We're
to
going
the
to admit
hospital
you to
when
the
I beat the
hospital.
piss out of you.
Guess what?
Guess what, bro?
Guess what,
You're getting beaten off
You're the
the
real
show.
Blandino. You're off the show.
Yeah. NDA means no Dean again. We'll see you later. Bye-bye.
Fusco Satellite Network.
Is he off the line?
Jay, hang up the phone.
Obviously, we should have had his brother on the show.
Yeah, that's who we should have had.
Brooke is just as stupid as a producer there. Anyway,
Horrible.
let's not let them all ruin, which was a terrific show. Of course, we want to remind you, rate and review this show.
Wait.
Oh,
Hold on.
you kidding me?
Where the hell are you?
Where are you?
In Germany.
Did you get arrested for like crimes against humanity or some crimes against shows?
Did they deport you?
No.
Oh, too bad.
It's just a conference.
Oh, I guess this is where all the virgins get together.
Virgin
they go to Germany.
conference,
All right.
exactly.
What
Anyway,
are you
what
going
do
to do?
you
Stupid
want?
corrections? Is that what you're going to do?
What?
Yes.
great.
Yes.
All right,
Correction.
producer
So,
Jay, just
what?
go.
Look, you said many things wrong about Jalen Hurts. But the first thing, his 206 pass attempts without an interception in the postseason are not nearly a record.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. Hater.
No. Aaron Rodgers had 401 attempts without an interception. That's the record.
Oh, yeah, well, you hold the record for biggest douche.
Yeah, 401 is also the number of Saturday nights you spend alone.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
No,
that's
whoa,
it.
whoa,
Lady,
wait,
stop
wait.
talking.
What?
What?
You're trying to say that handoffs should count as pass attempts.
It's to transfer the ball from one person to another,
So it makes perfect sense, bro. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it makes no sense. You can't combine two completely different things into the same stat. That defeats the whole purpose of statistics in the first place.
Oh, yeah, well, you're going to win first place in the biggest virgin competition.
Yeah. You know what you've never combined? Your penis and a vagina. Oh,
Great one. Enjoy the conference, bro.
See
and you know what
ya.
everyone's going to enjoy next week?
What?
Just booked before he's going to, probably play in the Super Bowl, Tony. He's probably getting ready. We'll get inside scoop. Nick Foles will be on the show.
Huge.
Eagles legend, Super Bowl hero.
Yup.
Rate and review this show
Yup.
on Apple Podcasts.
Go hit that
and
button
also,
now.
don't forget, you go to the merch store, you buy up
all the merch.
and you stop
Represent, bro.
freeloading. There you go.
Yeah.
And Tony, great job as always.
Same to you, Paulie. Another flawless show.
There you go. We'll see you people next week.
See ya.